Greetings, this is Unit 5, Week 2, our Introduction and Vocabulary video. So make sure that you have your 5-subject notebook as you're going through this, and make sure that you are getting your vocabulary words copied onto the sheet provided and then glued into your journal. So this week our essential question is, how do shared experiences help people adapt to change? And one of the things you're going to see throughout this unit is references to a time in our American history that sometimes we refer to as the Great Depression. Also at the same time going on here in the Midwest specifically was the Dust Bowl, just about the same time. So America kind of got hit with two things at one time that didn't end very well for families who lived in our part of the country at that time. So jobs were hard to find. Farms were not doing very well. You'll see some pictures this week of kiddos that kind of look like maybe they had a rough time being a child at that time. Like in this picture here, you can see there are children waiting in line to be fed. This was probably a soup kitchen or someplace where they could go to get a free meal. But you can see in this picture it's almost all children, but some of the other ones that you're going to see are adults as well. So let's get started. And speaking of Great Depression, this is one picture that's pretty famous. In fact, if you did a Google search of pictures from the Great Depression, this one tends to pop up. These are, of course, adults waiting in line, and you can see in the picture there's a sign that says free soup. So that's there. These people are standing in line to get food because they had no money, and frequently they had lost their jobs or had lost all their money in a stock market crash. So it was a pretty tough time for us. But our question is, how do shared experiences help people adapt to change? And these people had to adapt to change because it came fast and there wasn't much that they could do about it. So together they worked to survive. And so they sometimes just managed barely to make it. So I think it's time that we think about how lucky we are to live in these times. All right, so our vocabulary introduction for this week. Make sure you're filling out your vocabulary sheet and gluing it into your 5-subject notebook. I'm going to ask that you please turn those in this week so that I can check them off that you've completed them. Okay, our first word is assume. It is a verb, and it means to take for granted. And in our picture, we have a little kitty that looks kind of guilty, and Caitlin could only assume the cat broke the flower pot. Pretty good assumption. Our next word is guarantee. This word can be a verb or a noun. In the verb sense, it means to make sure or certain of something. And as a noun, it can be something like a promise. So in our sentence here, in our picture, we have clearly a dark sky forming. So we can almost guarantee with such a dark cloud approaching that it will rain soon. Our next word is nominate, and it is a verb, and it means to suggest or propose that a person be chosen, such as a candidate for an office. And the sentence that goes along with our picture is, the team will nominate the best candidates to run for class president. Our next word is obviously. This is one of the few times we've had an adverb, and we can tell that it's an adverb because it ends with ly, and this word means easily seen or understood. And our picture here has a young man with a scarf. And the sentence is, the hand-knitted scarf was obviously too long for Marta's little brother. He looks kind of sad. Our next word is rely, and it's a verb. It means to trust or depend on someone or something. And in our picture, we have a guy shooting a basket, and our sentence is, To make a basket, Calvin must rely on the skills his coaches taught him. Our next word is supportive. It's an adjective. It means to provide approval, aid, or encouragement to others. And our sentence that goes along with our picture, the audience's supportive applause boosted Claire's energy. Our next word is sympathy. It's a noun. It means to have an understanding of someone else's troubles or problems. And our sentence that goes along with the picture is, Eric's dad offered sympathy when his team lost the game. Our next word is weakling. It is a noun, and it is a person who lacks physical strength. And our sentence that goes along with the picture is, being tired and ill in bed made Emily feel like a weakling. All right, that is the end of our vocabulary introduction for this week. Here's a picture of some Kansas children during the Dust Bowl days to make you think about, we don't have to worry about that at this point in our lives, but those were some tough kids. They're even wearing goggles to walk to school and handkerchiefs around their mouths so that they wouldn't breathe in the dust as they walked to school. It's hard to imagine what kinds of changes those people went through in a rather quick time and how they managed to overcome such a terrible weather situation. All right, that's the end of this video. You may stop it. If you need to go back and review any words, you are certainly welcome to do so. Thank you.